Hi, I'm Morgan Turner, Health Education Assistant at the Human Development Institute and Special Olympics athlete and athlete ambassador. This series, titled Morgan's Musings, is dedicated to learning about disability, health, advocacy, and leadership from all different types of people. We will talk with disability self-advocates, caregivers, and parents, and people that work with individuals with disabilities. We hope this series of interviews help teach you to become a leader and a self-advocate in your own unique way. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Morgan's Musings. Here today, I'm interviewing my good friend and coworker, Heidi Mckenzie. Heidi, thanks for letting me interview you today.
Anytime, Morgan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Let's
get started. Can you tell us a little about yourself?
Well, of course I can. How long do you have? All right, let's go. My name's Heidi Mckenzie, and I am 33 years old, and I was in a car accident when I was 21. So I am a T4 paraplegic, meaning I can't feel from the chest down. After my accident, it was all about figuring out my new normal as someone in a wheelchair and wanting to still live life to the fullest and figure out, how to make this as easy as possible. Graduated from Morehead State University with a bachelor's in business. I minored in Spanish, but it was enough to order food from a Mexican restaurant or hit on somebody. So it's not like, I'm fluent in it by any means. I was Miss Wheelchair Kentucky 2012, where I was an advocate for those in wheelchairs and got to travel and share my story, which was an amazing experience because then I got to meet other girls in wheelchairs from different states. So then, getting that network of people in wheelchairs was amazing and kind of changed my whole, perspective on life in general. Learning how they do things and places they go and, the fun that they have. Then I decided that I wanted to design a pair of jeans for people in wheelchairs, something that adaptive clothing is hard to find. So meeting those girls, I figured that out, and studying fashion before my accident and coming back full circle was kind of like, okay, I'm meant to do something. Right. So I designed jeans, just men and women's, and a couple t-shirts. I like to find humor in my disability because there's no reason to take it serious, because then you're just gonna get
fun with it.
Exactly, you're just gonna get frustrated, and it's not gonna be the way you want to live your life.
Right.
So yeah, I travel, play adaptive sports, and I'm a travel agent now and get to help people with accessible travel and their needs, and friends and family and everything too.
What do you want other people to know about your disability?
That even with my disability, I'm still a person. You can still look at me the same way. Like I had said, I always find humor in my disability, and my clothing line that I started is called Alter Your Ego. So the meaning behind that is wanting to show people that people in a wheelchair still have a personality, and then be able to show, express themselves through fashion. So I have a couple t-shirts. One is, I'm in it for the parking, and I literally can't stand it. So having those and coming into a room full of people and people stare, they're curious, you know what I mean? And so once they see something like that, I mean, then they're like, oh, well, they have a sense of humor. It's, you know, it's not going to be awkward.
More
And
comfortable around you.
exactly. And that was my whole thing with the jeans. Even if people are just able to relate to you because you're wearing a pair of jeans and start a conversation other than, why are you in a wheelchair, and get to know the person more first, I think is the most important. So yeah, the most important thing I want people to know about me and my disability is I'm still me. I'm just more loud and obnoxious than I was before. So, but this just gives me an excuse to be that loud and obnoxious person. So I go with it.
So what does self-advocacy mean to you, and why do you think it's important?
I believe that self-advocacy is important just to be able to educate people, making them more aware of things. So I do a lot of motivational speaking, and I feel like that's so important, you know, even to elementary kids, to high school kids, college kids, even adults. Being able to talk to them about like me with my disability and being in a wheelchair, I feel like just raises awareness so that they don't, you know, they feel more educated to talk about it. So if they're telling someone else, you know, about me who came to speak somewhere, they're more educated on, you know, my struggles, my achievements, my goals, things I can do, rather than just thinking, oh, they're in a wheelchair, you know, what can they do?
Right.
But I think like sharing my story and other people sharing their story is a huge thing of self-advocacy, just because then they're more aware of, you know, accessibility. So like when I have issues of getting in buildings, parking, you know, those different things that I'm able to share with them, then they make it more aware to them to, you know, make it accessible to people in wheelchairs. And, you know, it's a simple thing as opening up a door, you know what I mean? Because thank goodness a lot of places have the buttons now.
Yes.
I know the UK hospital even has like the magic wand, like, open sesame, which is amazing. Because a lot of quads who don't have the hand mobility, you know, they can wave a hand rather than, you know, punching one. Or so I think it's mainly just being able to talk to people, let them know, you know, how I live and my struggles, even, so that they are aware of those little things that they could change, or, you know, go to someone that they know that is able to help make that change.
What do you think makes a good leader?
I think someone who has a voice, you know, has something like a mission that they want to stand for and be able to change that for others, and communicates well, is able to share in achievements and goals with other people, collaborate well, because I feel that collaborating with people is the best way of making things happen. It just gets more people involved, and with their knowledge and skills, it just makes it, you know, more of a bigger impact than you can make just being alone and wanting to be that one hero.
So can you tell us about your jobs, and what do you like about your jobs?
Ooh, my many jobs?
Yes.
I'm a woman of many hats.
That's right.
And being a clothing designer, so I'm working on doing a small production of jeans, the popular sizes that I've sold out of. And having people, you know, email me like, when are you gonna be back in stock with these sizes, and have you thought of this and that, you know what I mean? Having people still interested, and those customers that are coming back that are like, hey, you know, I love your jeans, can I get another pair? You know, how can we make this happen? So it really feels good to know that, like something that you design that people really appreciate and it's helped them.
So for those of y'all that need different kind of jeans, hit up Heidi for info about jeans and shirts that you may need.
Yes. www.alteryourego.co. So also, Let's Roll Kentucky. A couple friends and I started a local wheelchair community where every month we get together and go places. So we've been to a Legends game, we've played adaptive softball, we go bowling, we have cookouts, something as simple as just going out to eat, just to get together every month. You know, to hang out. And it's always interesting when you go to, you know, somewhere and there's a big group of people in wheelchairs and they're just like, whoa, you know what I mean? So then again, it creates conversation and, you know, makes people want to be accessible. So I feel like we're raising awareness every time we go out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important to hang out with, well, of course, other people, but then people with your same disability, because you have a lot more in common with this person.
Right, and we could share stories and, yep.
Like with me, I know I don't see people like me a whole lot, and I went to a camp that had all these kids and people with the same disability as me, and so it was just nice to get to talk to them about what they do or what I do right or what do I do wrong, and they can help me with along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. And then also being an inclusion specialist for HDI, Project Cheer. I love being able to travel, pretty much raise awareness about inclusive health. So it's not, people don't think that just being in a wheelchair, you're just fat and lazy and you just don't want to get up and walk, and that we can eat right. There's ways we can exercise. I love doing the adaptive exercise videos.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think just because they have a disability that they think, oh, I'm done, I can't do nothing else. And I think it's important that we make our videos to show them that they can do workout videos, and it's pretty much the same thing everyone else is doing, but just with things at home.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
So you've talked a little bit about your clothing that you make. Can you tell us like more like what's different with these clothes?
Yes, so my adaptive jeans they have pockets on the thighs because front and back pockets for me are useless, and back pockets that have all the rivets and the designs on the butt, like those could end up causing sores because where we sit all day. So I place those pockets right on the thighs for easy access. And then making a higher back waistband than the front, because when you're sitting down, your pants end up coming down and crack is whack and we got you covered is one of my slogans.
Yes.
So, because you don't want that hanging out all day and people don't want to see that. So having that covered. Also, the back waistband is elastic, because who doesn't like elastic?
Right.
And then there's straps inside to help pull them up, because being in a wheelchair, I can either get dressed in bed or in my chair. And I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everyone else. Just pulling them up, it's where I have to shift side to side to get one side up and then the other side. So those straps help pull up one side, so you have something to grip onto. So to be able to, you know, get dressed just a little easier, and so something isn't in your day, it's a little bit easier for you.
What are some ways that you stay healthy?
Well, I enjoy cookies and cake and potato chips. No. Ways that I still stay healthy is watching what I eat. The easiest thing is to get fast food.
Yes.
And I do that. But I get salads a lot of the time. And I feel portion sizes are always important. But having snacks available is another thing. Like I pack like a little lunchbox full of snacks, you know, like apples and carrots and cheese and, you know, good protein, like a hard-boiled egg or something, just so that I can have something so I'm not, when I do have time to eat, then I'm not scarfing something down just because I'm starving. But be able to have those healthy snacks. I do a lot of adaptive sports too to stay healthy. Do I love them all? No, but I do them to know that I can, and also, you know, just to stay active.
So what advice can you give someone that may be new to being in a wheelchair?
I feel like that's hard because I feel everyone, you don't know how people are going to take being in a wheelchair, and how much, I mean, that flips your world upside down, and figuring out who you are in a wheelchair. And there was an article about people in wheelchairs like try to be exceptional, like, and not everybody in a wheelchair is like, you know what I mean? Yes, we conquer and we live life and do things, but it's like we all want to stand out for a reason, but it's okay if you don't. You know what I mean? As long as you get up every day and live your life, then that's all that matters. And I feel like in the beginning, I didn't want friends in wheelchairs because it made it something that it was like, it made it real. And so the quicker that you have other friends in wheelchairs, I feel like the more accepting you can be of your new normal, just because realizing that you're not the only one and someone else is going through, you know, similar things that you're going through, and be able to, you know, talk to them because they can relate to things that you're going through. But I just think it's important to accept it overall. That's how I became, you know, where I go for humor and, you know, so outgoing and trying new things. It's because I've accepted this new normal, and I don't go to therapy and stuff like I probably should, just to, you know, keep everything still the way, you know, like standing frames and exercising and stretching. I slack on all that. So that would be advice, to stick to, you know, stretches and your standing frame that helps like blood circulation and all that fun stuff, like your weight bearing on your muscles. But I've kind of slacked in that department. And once you get out of the routine of something, it's hard to get back in that routine.
Definitely.
But overall advice is just figure out who you are and who you want to be in a wheelchair.
Do you have any more words of wisdom for us?
One of the quotes that I always go back to, and it's an anonymous quote, so I should just kind of, you know, note it for me. If the world was more accessible, we would be less disabled, which I mean is a whole huge meaning in itself that I love. So I don't know if it's really words of wisdom, but it's kind of inclusion of, to everyone.
So Heidi, I think that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. We hope you continue to watch more episodes of Morgan's Musings. Remember to watch more of these videos, to go to our Facebook page, and also go to our YouTube channel, wellness4ky.org. Thanks.